नेशनल खबर सब पर नजर।
Once you have diabetes, it will be along with your rest of life. Till you exist in this world, this is common belief. Till now, but now you have option to be free from diabetes and can live without fear of diabetes as well complications of diabetes. National Khabr reporter Kirti Sinha is in conversation with Dr. S.Kumar, who has doctorate, having 45 years of experience in pharmaceutical nutrition, constantly working to find out non-drugs concept for all metabolic disorders. He is gold medalist, founder of Appropriate Diet Therapy Center, having more than 21 centers across all over India. He is also author of few books. One of them is recently published by Gracious Hands of Central Health Minister Mrs. Anupriya Patel, titled No Diabetes, Then No Diabetes.
Hello everyone, welcome to the health segment of National Khabr. I am Kirti Sinha. Today we are going to talk about diabetes. Diabetes is a disease that is caused when your blood sugar is too high. Most of the people think that it is incurable, but now you don't need to be worried about it. Today we have Dr. S. Kumar in our program, who is a well-known scientist in the field of pharmaceutical nutrition. Today we are going to find out solutions related to diabetes and diet and its solutions with him. Sir, we welcome you to our program. Sir, I want to start from the very basic question, what is diabetes? How it is caused?
Basically, this word is very popular as far as diabetes is concerned, but you will have to understand that diabetes by biochemistry. There is a limitations of the sugar in the blood. There are certain parameters are set by the medical field. Okay, you should have fasting sugar should be around 100, 110, and post-meal sugar should be 140. If the sugar is found above this limit, that is considered as a diabetes. Along with this, the 3 months average has been taken, is known as a glycolated hemoglobin, which should be less than 6. If it is more than 6, then it is considered as a diabetes by medical profession.
So how it affects people? How someone get trapped by it?
Basically, if the diabetes is there, it means the sugar is above normal. So naturally sugar is a water soluble, and after this the sugar moves from blood to the other parts of the organs, and then osmosis, because of the osmosis process, the sugar enters into the different parts of the organs, and that organ starts getting damaged, and thereby the functions of that organ becomes abnormal. And that is why you will find the kidney is getting damaged, eyes are getting damaged, liver is getting damaged. Number of problems are there, which is basically causing the excess sugar in the human body.
So what is the symptoms of it? How someone can identify that he or she is getting diabetes?
For that, very simple is there. Some excess urination you will find, the weight loss, weight gain, fatigue, and basically you will find the uncomfortableness, the sweating is there. So the different of parameters set, which shows that person is going to be diabetic, or that person is already in a diabetic state.
So what precautions an individual can take so that he or she cannot get trapped by it?
Basically, diet is one of the best things. So there I would like to correct you. You asked, by default, you said diabetes is a disease. No, it's not a disease. It's a metabolic disorders. since our organs are not working properly, so that the function becomes abnormal, so it's a metabolic disorder. So what is happening, they have to set goals for the diet, which is very, very imperative factor in controlling diabetes or not getting into the diabetes. You will find the excess food people are taking, like sugary things, starchy things are very much consumed. And I believe that as per the science, there is no space for the disaccharides or monosaccharides. Body is designed to work on the polysaccharides, like गेहूं चावल से आने वाली शर्करा, means that the sugar, our body mechanism such a way, body is prepared to handle only sugar made by the polysaccharides to disaccharides and monosaccharides. Whatever the refined sugar we are taking, body is not ready to consume it. By mathematics, you will find, in my other videos also I said, कि your blood sugar, the total quantum of blood sugar is around 6 gram in whole body. Then 75 gram as a glycogen in the liver. So 81 grams is already saturated your body. If you are taking a spoon sugar in your tea or in the coffee, it is excess. So one should not consume the refined sugar because your body is not designed to handle that. And as everybody knows that if you take any sugar, the insulin requires to utilize that. So its excess insulin is secreted, causing into hyperinsulinemia, resulting into insulin resistance. So by default, we should not consume or we should not provoke our children to take any what you call it, chocolates, which are very found with chocolate. So it is not in a day. It takes years to take to make your body uncomfortable towards the sugar.
So I want to ask that diabetes is caused only by taking excess of sugar.
High carbohydrates. Sugar is one of the refined sugar I am saying. Anything which is very starchy. What is happening? The definition of a diet is very different. Some people says take more carbohydrates, some people are saying more protein, more fat. It is not like that. It should be in very balanced way. 33% calories should come from the protein, 33% from the carbohydrate, and 33% should come from the fat. So that should be the area. But what is happening? The more than 60% people are consuming the carbohydrates, maybe in the complex form or maybe on the refined form. So it's a combination. One should understand the effect of the food on diabetes.
So you are saying that we should have to take balanced diet, to avoid diabetes. But how someone can identify that he or she is taking proper diet or not?
In that case, see, pulses should be more, green vegetables should be more, then salad and etc. should be more. You should come to a high protein diet, good quality of fat, and complex carbohydrate. It should become like rice, wheat, then barley roti, then jowar, bajra. This should be the combination of that, and then they should identify, not only working on the like pista, then what you call it, pizza. They are all dominated by the high carbohydrate diet. So that is going to affect your individual body, and it will ultimately going to cause diabetes.
Sir, I hear from people that they have diabetes more than 10 years, okay, but they are not able to find it because they do not have symptoms at that time, and when they are able to find it after 10 years, then diabetes can affect their organs. So at that case, what precautions then he or she will take?
Basically, they should go to their diabetologist, number one thing, in their city. They should do regularly monitoring the sugar level. They should do only regularly basis analysis. What is happening by default? If there is some camp is there, you got eyes, they go for checking or some surgery, then all of a sudden they come to know the sugar is very high. But after at the age of 20, I think regularly every year they should check up, and I think if that is detected in early stage, it is reversible very fast. But in other cases, it takes years together. Now, what is happening? The diabetes is also misunderstood, diabetic 1 and diabetic 2. So, as per the medical science, there are only 3% people are suffering from the diabetic 1 where the insulin is not secreted at all. So, you have to depend on the exogenous. You have to take from the outside. You must have seen the people are taking the injections. But what is happening in diabetic 2? Insulin is there, but it's not working. So there is no insulin size, and then 97% people are like that. So in diabetic 2, what is happening? Sugar is very high, insulin is very high. So what is happening here? The oil makes a very important role in diabetes, which generally is never talked. See, when you heat up any edible oil, that gets the fume comes. For ordinary man, it's only fume. No, it has got a number of chemicals in that, like SCN. It has got a transglycation, trans fatty acids, advanced glycation end product, lipid peroxidation, acrylamide, acrolein. So these trans fatty acids, get deposited in your cellular structure where the insulin receptor are blocked. See, one thing you can understand, when the rain is there, the water is coming, so it will get penetrate in the earth where there is nothing, then no obstruction is there. But if there is a cement or the plastic covering is there, the water will not get penetrate. So similarly, even if you don't take the sugar, by biochemistry, this gluconeogenesis, the protein gets converted into sugar, fat gets converted into sugar. So sugar is going to be there because it's the ultimate molecule for the utilization of the energy. So what you have to do? You have to work on the utilization part, the root cause, where we are concentrating the root cause. While other therapies, if the sugar is not coming in, they are symptomatic. So they will give the oral hypoglycemic tablets, so which increases the insulin, worsening the condition because it's causing insulin resistance. But we are working on the utilization part of that. So for that, we absolutely first we do the analysis by reports. So what reports we are doing, which generally in India nobody is doing. One is how much insulin is getting produced. That is known as a fasting serum insulin. That is confirmed by the C-peptide and the HOMA test, where it shows how much your beta cell are active. In my practice, I am finding out of 100, 90% patients are having a beta cell activity is good, their sensitivity is good, insulin is good, it is not working, and for years together they are taking the medicines or the insulin. So that is basically is very harmful. You should know how to utilize on that. On basis of this, we are very successful. Even in 15 days, we find the changes in the fasting and post-meal sugar.
So we have seen most of the people have taken insulin for their precautions, but I want to ask, what are the negative effects of taking insulin in the body?
See, insulin as such, everybody knows it should be within the limits. The limit is 2 to 26 fasting serum insulin. So it should be always in the lower side. It's a hormone, basically secreted. It has a number of side effects on the human body because insulin is causing, because of that, the high blood pressure is there, obesity is there, then it causes in the ladies it causes the PCOD, then fibroids. So it should be always with the limit, and it should be less than 5 for the healthy individuals.
So how many people who have come to your clinic, you have sent your treatment to them?
Number of patients. You must have every day around 50 patients visits to my different type of centers. Wherever I see, on average I see 50 patients per day, maybe plus on that. So basically, if they follow the guidelines given by appropriate diet therapy center, then they are definitely they get the better results, and we call them every 15 days with the same reports, with the fasting and post-meal. First we do all the reports, and then every 15 days to compare. Basically, this has become a educational concept rather than a treatment, because patient should understand what he is doing. What is doing when they go to other, doctor just prescribed. If the sugar is not under control, the tablet is increased and the molecule is increased. And let me tell you very frank, now in last 50 years, number of patents have come. Number of patents. Every year the patent comes to control diabetes. But what is happening? Diabetes is increasing. Even the data are saying that by 2025 India is going to the diabetic capital of the world. So one side is medical pharmaceutical approach is there, more scientists are there, but solution is zero. The solution lies in your kitchen, through your body. If you just do it properly, diet and suggestions given by the science, diabetes can be totally reversed, subject to the conditions.
Okay, so I will tell you a very important thing about sir. He is also a medical researcher and he tries to research on several diseases. He has also wrote a book named No Diabetes Then No Diabetes. So, but sir, I want to ask that how our viewers can trust on your treatment, because medical science has also not approved the correct treatment of diabetes till this date. So, how our viewers can trust your treatment?
See, trusting or not trusting is a different story. Trusting comes with the evidence. If a person who is going to a medical field for years together, and if he is not getting the correct and under control, so naturally when he comes, evidence itself speak. Because evidence you cannot just avoid. Evidence itself speak, and they start believing, because science is science. Science cannot be ignored. Science is first. Medical science comes later on, because it's a combination. Like I would very precisely will say, if you write the 6, it's a science. The same if you write in a different way is a 9. So that's a medical science. Very, very simple way I am just exposing, but you have to understand the first science. And I think for every problem there is a solution. Why not, when the diabetes, what I said, malaria can be cured, typhoid can be cured, TB can be cured, they are disease, but this is metabolic disorder. So first you have to go for the prevention by changing the diet. And if at all, if there is something, if it is not coming, that can be reversed by giving some catalyst, by some antioxidants, some trace elements. Yes, it is 100% reversible.
Sir, I want that you will give special advice to our viewers for the precautions of diabetes.
It's a very simple way. Never provoke your children, because they are going to be the next generation. So what you should do, no sweeter things. They should avoid anything which has got a sugar content. Then ask them to take the high dietary foods. They should be advised to take high vegetables, more pulses, and the right type of oil, which is alpha cardio D, is a oil where we are finding in the initial period, if the patients are going, by just changing the oil, the sugar comes down. Because as I said, we are working on the utilization part. So they also should go for the more polysaccharides based diet, ideal combination of fat, which is a alpha cardio D, and the balanced protein diet. I think the problem can be solved, and people says this cannot be corrected, diabetes from the India, but I basically say, as per science, yes, it is totally reversible, subject to the conditions.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving your precious time to us. We will take your suggestions further also for other diseases. So, as Dr. S.Kumar has given his suggestions in the most affected disease, diabetes, at this time, you people can also meet him if you want to take his advice, then you can comment us in our comment box section. Otherwise, you can also meet him personally with prior appointment. He has also his clinics in 25 different metropolitan cities, and you can also take his advice by doing video conferencing. Yes, you hear it right. You can also take his suggestions by doing video conferencing with prior appointment with him. So this is our show of National Khabr today. We will meet you soon with more interesting stories. Till then, please connect it with National Khabr to get all the recent updates.
नेशनल खबर सब पर नजर।